Hello, it's me again. Hey, I don't know if you folks do this or not, but occasionally I go to a church and where they're giving out food boxes and for seniors and for the people in need. And I actually do share most of all of it, or sometimes even all of the food that I get, with a shut-in neighbor down the street, which is now she's moved, but we do have a couple across the street. So I will be asking them if they would like to have some of it. They haven't been home the last couple of days. Um, anyway, believe it or not, I ended up with a chicken and I thawed it out. And yesterday I put it in the crock pot and I put all kinds of seasonings in it and everything and stuff. And I didn't put no salt in there because my husband is supposed to be on a no salt over 2,000 milligrams is what the doctor said, and it helps keep his blood pressure down. I'm also diabetic, and sometimes my blood pressure, I am on medication, preferably not, but I have been doing really good without the extra salt and everything. So anyway, I cooked this chicken and I'm thinking, oh gosh, it smells so really good and everything and stuff. And then after many hours on high, I go and I check my chicken and I scoop it up and put it into a bowl and drain all the juice off of it and everything. And when I cooled it down and started cutting it on the cutting board, I wasn't real happy with the meat processing of this chicken. And it just, the legs and the wings and inside the breast and everything, it just looked like it hadn't been processed and it just properly, as I said. And I just don't care for that kind of meat that looks like that and everything. I have one more of the chickens left and I'm not going to give it to the neighbors. I would probably go and just put it in a pot, boil it, and maybe give it to the dogs and the cats. I just wasn't happy with it. So, oh gosh, it was terrible. But anyway, so I went and got a couple of chicken breasts and I boiled them up because my plan is to make a soup. Turtle has been sick now for a week and out of school. He has strep throat and had an eye infection. Now I think he just has a little cold, and I have a little cold. And so my ideal was to make a really good hot soup. Chicken broth can be really good during this time of the year, and our temperatures were up in the 90s, up in the 70s. Just a couple of weeks ago, and then all of a sudden now, this morning it was 37 degrees cold. So we've had some snow around in Tehachapi and up in Fresher Park. I live out here in California in the county of Kern. Anyway, back to my soup. So I cook a couple of chicken breasts and I'm using a carton of low salt, and then I used a carton of no salt chicken broth. And sometimes you just have to do with what you have in your home. And I added I added some poultry seasoning, some cumin, bay leaves. I put in some no salt, garlic, and herbs. And I also used some seasoning that didn't have any salt in it extra. I put in some pepper and I put in some onion powder. And like I said, I'm staying away from the salt. And I really don't know a lot with herbs and how to use all of this. So this is kind of a new thing for me still. Sometimes it tastes okay and sometimes it don't taste so good. So tonight when I have a bowl of this in a few minutes, we'll see if like I need a little salt maybe. But anyway, so what I put in here is a half of a bag of okra. I use one small turnip instead of a potato because it's lower in carbs. And I prefer the turnip myself anyway, growing up eating turnips, and they're very delicious. I used 3 small sweet peppers, red and yellow, because I couldn't find any green peppers, which are actually less sweet and less carbs in them. So I kind of had to go with that. I did a small white onion, and I threw in a handful of celery. And I also, at the end of the cooking process, I added some garlic in a little jar that's crushed. I didn't use real garlic, sorry folks. But anyway, I'm hoping I have enough seasonings in this. Let me turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what I have in my crock pot, and I'll dish it up, give it a taste, and we'll find out if it's a 0 to a 10. Who knows? But if anybody makes soup and they've got a little more ideals, maybe a recipe that would be low salt, low carb, and no extra sugar or any of that kind of stuff. Some vegetables do have a little sugar in there, but please share a recipe, because I'm sure whoever's going to be watching would probably love to pick up another recipe this time of the year. Anyway, let me turn you around and show you my crock pot. And somewhere here I'll find that little button. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of a little blooper here for the moment. I don't know how to turn it around. I can't find my button. Okay, folks, we'll just do it this way. Anyway, let me get the lid off. And let me show you my soup. And I hope it doesn't fog up or anything. Unfortunately, I don't see that little button to turn this around. Anyway, maybe somebody could help me with that. Anyway, here's my soup. It looks really good. And I'm going to put some over here in my bowl. And some juice. It does look delicious, doesn't it? That's just the broth. I could probably just eat that and be just as happy. Anyway, let's give it a try. I'll set you right back down there. Let me show you my soup, if I can do this without spilling it. Anyway, there we go. You can see I have some chickens, the bell peppers, the turnips, the okra, and all my good seasoning and everything. So this is hot. Let's give this a sip and see what happens. Well, oh my, I think I made a good pot of soup. Chicken soup, a lot of good broth, very healthy. I think I've got a half a pot, because I gave about a half a pot of it to my granddaughter, who is 21, and she was at Disneyland yesterday, and she came home not feeling so good from tiredness and just maybe, hopefully, not coming down with a bad cold. Anyway, this is really good, you guys. I tried to post a recipe or something, but I think if you just throw in what you want, and like I said, I didn't put any salt in it, and it actually came out real good. Delicious. I'll be feeling better in a few days, because I'll be eating this today and tomorrow. Now, Turtle does not eat soup because he's autistic and he's nonverbal, and there's just a lot of foods that he doesn't eat, unfortunately. The ones that are good for him, he eats all of the other, but he does load up on cheese and potatoes, and he does have his low sugar fruit juices, and sometimes I will take the vegetable V8 juice and I'll sneak a little into his fruit juice. We try to do as low sugar as we possibly can for him. Unfortunately, I wish he would eat this, because it sure would make him feel so much better. I'm going to show you my soup here again, and I hope it doesn't fog up. But anyway, I'm hoping you can see that. Doesn't this look delicious? Anyway, come back and see me again. Subscribe, hit the little thumbs up, hit the bell, and share with your family and your friends. And please make a comment, send me a recipe, give me some ideas. And again, subscribe, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up. And comments are more than welcome. Recipes are more than welcome for diabetes or not. And please share with your friends and your family. Anyway, that was kind of a blooper today. I kind of messed up a little bit. Okay. Have a great weekend. Bye.